I'm Barbara Astman. I'm a professor at OCAD U, and I also was a student there back in the 70s. So my history there is a really long history with the art college. I grew up in the suburbs. I'm a suburban kid, and I did not come from an art family. I did not come from the kind of background where we were taken to see art every weekend, or culture was not a huge focus in our house. But I did have a mentor. A high school art teacher who really believed in what I was doing, who really helped me to believe in myself, made me understand that this was a possibility. This was something that I could do and I could pursue for the rest of my life. There are a few themes that have been present in Barbara's work over a longer period of time. They show themselves now and again. For example, collage. Barbara cuts and pastes and can sometimes use very hand-on working process, and at the same time she can also combine that with high technology, disguising really or making ambiguous how the object got made in the end. I think what attracted me most was that she always made unconventional work that defied the categorization of the time. And she has always been at the forefront of change in photography.
Barbara created this artwork in response to my invitation to be part of our inaugural exhibition. The theme of the exhibition was the school library, because the space of the gallery is now actually in the space that used to be the school library. Barbara's work is based on an early memory of a visit to the library in which she engaged the librarian in a series of questions she was asking. She was a young child and very curious about the world, so she wanted to know where we come from, how come we live on this planet, what the universe is about. The librarian handed her a book that was a children's version of the fossil book. For the piece, Barbara took apart the book, and she's sort of exposing every single page of that book. She was thinking about how a book like that makes everything expand in a child's imagination. She extracted all of the illustrations of the book and treated them in color and reprinted them on the pages to kind of create an invasion of images, and just like you would think that a child would be taken over by these. I taught through a variety of different programs at the school because my work has incorporated sculpture, installation-based work, photographic work that was also multimedia-based. So my practice has been so diverse that I was invited to teach in different departments. And the courses are crossover kind of courses, so where if you want to experiment, if you want to learn like different experimental techniques and how to think and create in a more experimental way, then I'm usually the class that you're going to take. I'm trying to go in and talk to them as artists and not just as students. The fact that the school has so many different support systems outside of your own teaching classroom, I think, is a huge bonus at the school. When I was first approached to do Project 31, my first response was, oh God, another fundraiser, because artists do get to ask quite a few fundraisers, and you have to select the ones that have some meaning for you. But when I read the parameters that I could actually choose where the money was going to go, that really made me feel more excited. I thought, I teach a certain course. I teach a very specific course on historical processes in the photo area. And we use some very antiquated equipment, and I was thinking, wow, we could really use a new UV unit, we could use this, we could use that, so I know exactly where I want to put the money. I want to help support the students who are still taking and wanting to study historical processes, and these courses still fill up after all these years.